to Beaded Doilies by Shell. In this video, I am continuing my faceted bead art letter squares. We will be doing the letter D. I'm going to be using dark blue and yellow, dark yellow for this letter. Now with my faceted beads art patterns, I recommend that you start at the bottom right of the pattern. So we will take the first bead, which is a background color, slip it on, and then we will add a bead to each string. So they will both be background color. We'll add a background to the left and a background to the right. And then we will cross the fourth bead, which is also a background color. And that gives us the first 4 beads of our pattern. And now I'm going to take the right string. I'm going to add 1, 2, 3, 4 beads to it. They will all be background color. We'll let those drop down, and we'll take the first one we added and we'll go through it again in the same direction as we did the first time, and that will give us the first 4 beads for this row. Then we'll keep a hold of the same string and we're going to add 1, and then we're going to cross. So we need a letter color, which is the blue, and then we'll take both strings and cross background color. And here we have the first row and the second row. Now we want to take the string that is on the same side as our first row, and we're going to add 1, 2, and then we're going to cross. So we need 2 background colors. So 1, 2, and we'll take both of our strings and we will cross with a letter color. And that finishes up our second row. Now we'll take the string that is coming out towards the end of our row, and we're going to add 1, 2, 3, 4. So that'll be 2 letter colors followed by 2 background colors. Let them drop, and we'll find the first bead, go through it again in the same direction, and then there's the first 4 beads of our row. Now what I like to do is keep my finished rows to the right and take my string, bring them up, and I will be adding to the left string. So we'll add 1 and then we will cross 1. So both are background colors, so we will add 1 and cross 1. And then at this point we need to go through our connecting bead, which is the side bead of the previous row. add one and cross. So that will be a background color we will add. And then we'll cross with a letter color. And then we want to go through our connecting bead. And now we're going to add one and cross. So we will add a letter color and then cross with a background color. Now we've come to the last 3 beads of this row. So what we're going to do is take the string that's on the same side as our finished rows, and we're going to add 1, 2, and then cross. So that's 2 background colors. And we take both of our strings and we cross with a background color. And that finishes up that row. Now we want the string that is coming towards the end of our row, and we are going to add to it 1, 2, 3, 4 beads. They are all background colors. We go to the first one and go through it again, same direction. And there we have the first 4 beads. Put our finished rows to the right. Take our string. And then we're going to add one and cross. So we're going to add a background color to our left string. And we're going to cross with a letter color. And then we want to go through our connecting bead, which is the side bead of the previous row. And now we're going to add and cross. Both are background colors. So we'll add one, and then we will cross one. Then we'll go through our connecting bead. And now we'll add one and cross. Both are background colors, so we add one and then we cross. And then we'll go through our connecting bead. And again, we're going to add one and cross. This time both will be letter colors. We will add one, and then we will cross one. And then go through the next connecting bead. And then we'll add and cross. both our background colors this time. Okay, now we're adding our last 3 beads, and this time the next row is shorter, so we're going to do it slightly differently. We're going to take the string that's coming in towards our finished rows, and we're going to add all 3 beads to it. 1, 2, 3. They're all background colors. And then you want to go through this bead in towards your finished rows. This is the top of the row you're currently working on. And there we have our last 3 beads. Now we want to go down away from the 3 beads we just added. You're still working with that same string you added to. And then you're going to go out. And now both of your strings will be on either side of the second side bead. So you want to cross that bead with your strings. And now we're ready to begin the next row. So we have added these 3. And now you want the string coming out towards the end of your row here. And you're going to add 1, 2, and then you're going to cross. So these are all background colors. So we'll add 2. And then we will cross a 3rd. Then we'll go through our connecting bead. And now we're going to add 1 and cross. We'll add a background color and we will cross with a letter color. Then we'll go through the next connecting bead. We've added these 2, now we're going to add and cross. So we want a letter color to add, and then we're going to cross with a background color. And we'll go through our next connecting bead. And then we're going to add and cross. This time both will be letter colors. So we'll add 1. And, and then a letter color, cross. And then we will go through the next connecting bead. And now we're going to add the last 2, so we're going to use the string that went through our connecting bead. And we're going to add 1, 2. Both are background colors, so we'll add 2 background colors to it. Then we will go through the bead that our string is coming out of towards our finished rows. Then we'll thread down away from the beads we just added, and then back out. And our strings will each be on the either side of the second side bead, so we will cross that. And now we'll take the string that is coming towards the shorter end of our row, and we're going to add 1, 2, and then we're going to cross. So we need 2 background colors. We'll take both our strings and we will cross a letter color. Keeping our work to the right as usual, we'll go through our connecting bead, bring our string up, and we'll add and cross. Both are background colors, so we will add 1 and cross. Then we will go through our connecting bead, and as we come to the last 2, we will add both of them to the string that went through our connecting bead. They're both background colors. Now we'll go through the bead that our other string is coming out of in towards our finished rows. Then we will go down away from the beads we just added and back out. Then we'll cross the second side bead that they are both on either side of. And now we're ready for the last 3 beads. Now, as I'm going to be using this piece to make a cube, I'm going to tie a knot in this bead instead of the end bead. So to do that, what I do is I take my 2 strings, take the longest one, match my piece up to my pattern, and the longest one is coming out this way, so I'm going to add these 3 beads in this order. For this pattern, it's not as much a big deal because they're all background, but in another pattern it will make a difference. So we will add the 3 beads. Then we're going to tie our knot. We'll make a regular knot, and you don't want to pull tight at all. Then we'll make a double overhand knot, bring it down, don't pull tight, and then find the bead that you want to string through, which is the side bead here. So we'll slip our end through it, and then we will pull our knot inside the bead. Once it's inside, we pull tight, and then we thread back. My knot, okay. I like to make sure it's definitely inside my bead. Okay, that looks good. Now I want to thread back through 2 what I call circles, but what you do is you go through a bead on each side where your string is, then you'll cross a bead, and then you'll repeat that one more time. You'll go each string through a bead, and then you'll cross a bead, and that will just make it so your string is not right where the knot is, so that it doesn't work itself loose. And then once you're done with that, you can clip off the excess, and then there you have your letter D. And then I will be doing a video showing you how to sew them together so that you have a cube. Hope to see you there.